could turn out to be a bit tricky legally, which is why we want your advice. Oh, are you sure it's all right tonight? Because we can easily come into the office tomorrow. I see. Well, it's very good of you. My latest copy, I'd better bring one of those in. No. I understand that you haven't read it, yes. But it's based on fact. And the fact... Excuse me, just hold on a moment.
Mrs. Hunter?
Yes?
Could I have a word with you, if that's convenient?
Well,
It won't take a moment.
I'm on the telephone.
Oh, no hurry.
Oh, all right, come on in.
Thank you.
Please, sit down.
Oh, thanks.
Charles, something's just cropped up. Yes, well, we'll see you later then tonight. Okay, fine. Thank you. Bye. So, what can I do for you?
Carole Sands.
What about her?
Well, I called round her house and they told me she was staying here.
That's right.
Why's that?
What's it to do with you?
I just wondered.
Well, she needs a rest. She doesn't get much of that at home. Men tend to put on her.
Poor kid. Ah, very remiss of me. I haven't shown you this. Shouldn't really let me in without seeing it.
I could tell you're a sergeant in the police force. I had that sort of instinct.
That's the writer in you. The name's Lamont. Ashley Lamont. I believe you know my parents.
Oh, yes, I do.
You signed a book for my mother, didn't you? She's got the whole collection, but that one takes pride of place. So she works for you, then?
Hmm?
Carole Sands works for you?
That's right, yes.
For long?
Oh, not very long.
How long?
A few weeks.
Chatty sort of girl, is she?
Average.
What sort of things you talk about?
Private things. You know, girly chat. So what's she done wrong?
Nothing.
Then why all the questions?
Sorry, it's just that, she said something that interested me while she was in hospital. About a certain Mr. Lee, Eddie Lee. Ring any bells?
Distant. Really quite distant.
You think you could make them ring a little louder?
Motel garage.
That's right, you work there.
If you know, why ask me then?
I wondered if you knew. Know anything more about him?
Not a thing. I mean, recalling the name is a bit of a struggle.
Oh, well. He's in prison at the moment, serving his time. He broke parole, you see, while he was working at the garage and ran off. But he gave himself up like a good lad. But I thought you'd have known all that.
I was away a lot.
Away?
Abroad. Japan.
Oh, well, that explains it then, doesn't it? You know, I haven't read a word you've written.
I think I can find it in my heart to forgive that.
Now, what was the one my mum was on about? File on Julia, yes?
Yes, that's the one.
Think I ought to give it a whirl?
I can't see you staying with it, really.
I stay. That's one of my strong points. Than one innocent suffer. Strange title.
Quotation. It's better that 10 guilty men escape than 1 innocent suffer. Sir William Blackstone.
Ah, I think I've heard of the fella. Still, might well be more my cup of tea.
That's terrific.
Oh, just a little something.
You really shouldn't have, you know, Doris. Wool costs money.
Yes, and so does petrol. You're always giving me a lift home, and you won't let me pay for so much as a gallon.
I'll be going that way anyhow. Look, you don't fancy coming back and seeing what he looks like, innit, do you? Well, I'll run you back.
Well, if you're sure it's no bother, yes, I'd like that.
You're on. I'll just give me jacket. That'd be nice for Trina. It'll brighten up her day a bit.
Why? Is she feeling a bit dull?
Oh, no. You know what our Trina's like? Now she's married to a foreman, there's no stopping her.
How do you mean exactly?
Well, she's all for bowling over to the building society and getting a mortgage.
And you're not?
Well, I don't see the point of rushing, you know. Come on, let's go.
how supportive you are.
Supportive?
It's the women's glossy magazine chat for In Sickness and in Health. Times of stress and trial.
I don't remember anything about stress in the marriage service.
Oh, darling, it must be rotten for you. I wish I could handle it on my own.
Well, you're not on your own. We'll pick up Carole after we've been to the solicitor.
Darling, Sergeant Lamont was here.
That was quick.
Asking about Carole, actually. But there were a few things that he knew, as if he had an idea.
He doesn't have any idea. That's why he wanted to see Carole and not you. Hello. I'm just going to pick you up.
Oh, I discharged myself. It's no trouble for you having me here.
We were going, actually. Carole, Sergeant Lamont called round for you a while ago.
He couldn't have.
Well, he did.
But he knew where I was. I've only just left the hospital. How did he know I was here?
He went to your house first, and your father told him that you were going to stay here.
He spoke to my dad. Well, what did he say about me to my dad?
Well, he couldn't have said anything. I mean, not anything that was important.
If my dad... Oh, God, I'm sorry. I'm always talking about myself.
Oh, look, don't worry. We've got to go off and see a solicitor friend. And I can ask him anything that's to do with you as well. I won't let you carry the can.
No, well, there wouldn't be a can to carry if it wasn't for me.
We asked you here to rest, not to talk about this. Should we go?
Oh, yes, and one more thing. By the way, if he does come back, which is unlikely, don't say anything. There's no need to say anything now.
No, well, I won't.
Oh, and I'll make something to eat when I get back.
Oh, no, I will.
Oh, no, not tonight. No, it'll help take my mind off what the solicitor might say. I know. We can make it together. Take both our minds off it.
I'll do the washing up.
We got a bit safe for the deposit, but the way I see it is, what's the point of hanging around? You can get something better, you see. What do you get for 17,000 or 18,000 these days anyway? Anyway, everything I fancy is out of reach.
Well, they do say if you can get the money, it's a good time to buy.
If.
And like you said, being a foreman should help. Mind you, that flat of yours is very nice.
That's exactly what I said to her. But it does get a bit crowded when we've got visitors, and there's always somebody kipping around there. She likes that tree in a house full of people. Something always happening. Me now, a nice, quiet life. Well, not that I get much chance of that. No, with Benji crawling all over the place. Anyway, let's go and give him a nice surprise. And I tell you what, do us a favor. Stay off the subject of houses, if she'll let you, that is.
For long, I'm not on my own.
I understand.
I must talk to you.
Yes, of course, yes.
Are you alone?
Yes, they've had to go back out. I shouldn't think they'll be back for a few hours.
I'll be round as soon as I can.
Right. Where's Dad?
Oh, he said he was going on down to the pub after the Bowls Club meeting. Matter of fact, I was thinking of joining him for a couple of drinks. If it's all right with you, if you don't mind being left on your own a bit.
Of course not. You go. It'll do you good to have a break. You look a bit tensed up.
Yeah, I am a bit. I'll be off then.
Enjoy yourself. Keep an eye on Dad for me.
What? Oh, yeah, sure.
Hello. How's the cooking? Excellent. I really think they're making an effort since the reopening. Let's hope we can keep it up. Mrs. Harvey, Mr. Hunter is the managing director, right?
Yes.
And you are? I'm a director too. And actually, I own some shares as well, and, well, as many as Mr. Hunter, but my commitment here is a little bit more flexible. Don't usually work full-time. And Mr. Chance? Oh, he's a director too. A working director, and, well, actually, we're engaged to be married. Oh, beautiful. How long have you been over in England, then? 8 years. 8.5 years, actually. And before then, we lived in Uganda. My father had a business out there. Until Amin. Yes, of course. Well, that must have been terribly upsetting for you.
Ah, there you are.
Oh, thought you'd gone home. Rashida was just admiring your ring.
Well, it's your ring.
Yes, I suppose so. My ring. Congratulations to you both. I hope you'll be very happy. When's the wedding? June.
Rashida, could you give that to Miss Stanton for me?
Yes, of course.
Right, you ready to go?
No, I'm dangerously behind with the accounts.
Oh, the accounts. I haven't really been pulling my weight there, have I?
You've been too busy throwing it around.
Well, you better get used to it.
Oh, yes?
Look, David is going to bring in outside money for this new share this year. He's already tried. He's even approached Reggie Lamont.
What?
Yeah, I ask you, Reggie Lamont.
And?
Well, no joy. Reggie wouldn't touch anything in which he didn't have complete control all the way, and that's what we've got to do. Bring in people who will vote with us, or raise enough money to buy 50% of the shares to which we're entitled.
Yes, but then David will go and buy the other 50% with Barbara, and the whole point of going for new money will be gone.
My darling, once David realizes that he can do little better than a deadlock, he might just lose interest. Find another game, his aunt's hotel. He's got other interests.
And you haven't?
No. Well, not at the moment. This is the beginning for both of us.
Oh, that didn't take long.
No.
Glenda at home?
Yeah.
What did you tell her?
I lied, didn't I? Told her I was going for a drink with the dad.
What did you tell Mr. Brownlow, or didn't he know?
It was his idea that I should see you.
Oh.
There've been waves.
About me?
They could tell. Oh, not Glenda, though. Maybe she just doesn't look for it. And, of course, I lied to her, like tonight, saying I'm going out for a drink with her old man.
I hate it too. But it'll get better. Worst thing in the world is telling lies. You have to own up to what you do.
But it's not like that. We didn't do anything wrong.
I mean, own up to how you feel.
I can't. Not me. It's not what I said when I married her. I heard the words. I read them the night before.
But things change.
You can't change what you believe when it's convenient.
How do you feel?
Eh?
How do you feel? Just answer that at the moment. How do you feel, Kevin?
Terrible.
'Cause of her? Or 'cause you're not taking me on? 'Cause that's what you're saying, isn't it?
'Cause I'm losing you. That's the worst.
Doesn't have to be. It doesn't. I love you.
You'll get over it.
No. Will you?
What do you want?
You and me together in our own place. Oh, don't shake your head. You're not even listening to me.
I mustn't listen.
Oh, hello, Kevin.
Hello.
Hi.
Just passing. Thought I'd pop in, say hello.
Yeah, you really cheered me up.
Better be off.
You sure you don't want coffee or anything?
No, thanks. I'd better get off then.
Oh,
All right, Mr. Hunter.
Good night. Let's see what we have in the fridge to celebrate.
oh, yes, we have a lovely bottle of wine and some cold meats.
She likes you now. Glenda. Talks about you now.
It's kind of her.
As a matter of fact, she was thinking of inviting you over for a meal. You can see it'd be better if you don't come.
Have you eaten? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, I'm on my way. Good night, Mrs. Hunter.
Right. I hope I didn't interrupt.
Can I help?
No, I thought sandwiches would do. And we've opened a really nice bottle of wine to celebrate.
Bottle of wine.
Oh, champagne. If we had a jar of caviar, which we haven't, I'd open that as well. It's a celebration. We're off the hook. Well, at least I am. You were never on it.
Is that what your solicitor said?
Yes.
Really? Oh, I'm glad.
Mrs. Hunter's told you.
Yes, great news. I just can't believe it.
You believe it. Believe it. Come and join us, Miss Sands.
So, what you did,
It's not a crime.
isn't it?
No, it's what I would call a loophole.
Is this lawyer sure?
I can't believe it either. If I'd done this months ago, I'd have had a few better nights' sleep. It's true, really, I copied it all down. The Criminal Act of 1967. An offence is committed when a person knowingly or believing another to have committed an arrestable offence without lawful authority or reasonable excuse does any act intent to impede the apprehension or prosecution of someone who had actually committed an arrestable offence.
There used to be an offence called compounding, apparently, and that's what we were thinking of.
But he was on the run, wasn't he? What about that?
Well, it was between him and his, parole officer. He hadn't committed a crime. He just had forfeited the right to lose time off his sentence.
And that's what happened?
Yes.
However, I doubt if either of you have seen the last of Sergeant Lamont.
Yeah, well, he can't do anything about it now, can he?
Oh, he could embarrass Mrs. Hunter. The publicity.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, don't worry, I wouldn't tell him anything.
You don't have to now to protect me.
Why should I tell him anything? Whose side was he on the march? Their side. I know his side.
Oh, you weren't long. What happened? Where's Dad?
Yeah, well, when I got down there, I don't feel much like drinking. Dad's all right with a load of his bowls club mates, so I thought I'd give it a miss. Come on home. Besides,
What?
didn't like the idea of you being left on your own. Left on your own more than enough when I was doing all that extra work at the coach house and for the old couple. You know, when you had flu.
You're not still thinking that. I told you it was all right and I understood. You didn't have to keep going on about it.
Saying I'm concerned about you isn't going on. I'm sorry. Perhaps I should have had a couple of drinks after all. I feel as though I've been through a shredder.
Kevin, do you really think I don't know what's been bothering you?
What do you mean?
You mustn't keep it to yourself. You mustn't bottle it up. It concerns me, you know.
What?
Being worried about work in the future. It's only natural. And it's only temporary. You're far too good at your job to be out of work for long.
Yeah, I hope you're right.
You know I am.
And when I've got my own business again, got half a dozen Dobsons working for me, you're going to be a real lady of leisure, you know that? Have to get estimates in to have your nails varnished.
As long as I'm with you.
I don't deserve you, you know that.
Don't be daft.
No. If I could tell you how I
What?
feel. There are times when you look at me, I feel marvellous. Somehow very small at the same time.
Kevin, we're going to be all right, you'll see. You mustn't worry. You're so lucky. We've got each other. And while we're together, nothing and nobody matters.